Hi guys, welcome to Antique Sprinklers. We're talking about an old favorite of mine tonight. It's the 10,091 1-inch adjustable part circle pop-up impact rotor from Buckner. And this one, I'll show you a picture of the lid. You can tell dates from that time period, starting probably around 1980 or 81 and going on for the next 15 years or so, where Buckner co-branded everything with Royal Coach after Royal Coach acquired Buckner from Johns Manville. And the reason why this is one of my favorite sprinklers is I did use it on a handful of projects. In my career, you know, I got involved in many different kinds of irrigation, not so much agricultural unless you count some drip projects and then watering a lot of nurseries. But I probably only did around 10 baseball fields in my career, and they seem to lend themselves to this adjustable part circle sprinkler. And I did use a lot of Buckner products, and I have their design manual, and I looked at their layout for baseball fields, and they recommended using 10-100s and 10-101s, which is the next size bigger sprinkler with an 1.25 inch inlet. And I found, for whatever reason, the public school district where I did probably the majority of the fields, 8 or 9 of them, and then the other ones at universities, the dimensions lent themselves well to this sprinkler that was, somewhere in the low to mid 50s in terms of radius. And, it is an all bronze case with a brass internal. And under this, I would always use you guys are going to groan, a galvanized steel swing joint, but we would put bituminous paint on them to keep them from corroding so badly. And years later, you could come back and take the elbows and nipples apart. And what's different about those installations from this sprinkler is I always used a rubber cover on them. And by then, Buckner was using a one-piece rubber cover just on the top, and it sat on top of the lip of the case as well. I wish I had a good picture of that. I can use the 17091 cutaway picture, I suppose, to show that a little bit, rather than that two-piece one that also had the rubber lip that went around the side of the case. And then in the center here, where the stainless steel retainer is, there would be a rubber plug that would go over the top of that. And so these were not hard to work on. You could back these 2 screws out. There's 4 screws that hold the internal in. You can change out the nozzle. You can do any of the maintenance that you would do to a regular impact sprinkler on them in terms of adjusting spring tension, straightening levers, and things like that. But these worked and worked and worked for years and years and years. And so I really, really appreciated that they were in the product line. One thing about this sprinkler, Buckner did make an anti-backsplash model. Most people refer to that as having a PJ tube on it, but that's a Rainbird trademark. And this one did not. And so it cost a little bit less than the 17091, which is essentially the exact same sprinkler, but with that anti-backsplash option. And in a turfgrass application where you weren't next to a building or a sidewalk or something, it just didn't seem to matter so much to the customer. And like I said, we put them on the fields and they worked really great. You're going to see that it runs nicely off a hose. We have a fairly small nozzle in this guy, but it is probably putting out 13, 14 gallons a minute. And again, the radius I'm getting is around 53 feet, I'm going to say. And it works great. I don't think it was ever installed. I see no evidence of any wrenches ever being on it or of it spending any time whatsoever in the ground. It's just got some natural shelf wear and tarnish from being around for, let's say, 30 to 40 years probably. So that's about all I'm going to say about this guy. I want to get out of the way and let you guys watch it. As always, I would encourage you to check out the playlist I have of other people's sprinkler videos. There's some really great content creators out there, and I'd encourage you to check them out and subscribe to their channel. And then if you feel like the video is worth it, hit a thumbs up so that YouTube shows it to more folks. And as always, thank you so much for watching.